In the final hours before the judge's deadline, everything changed. Blake Lively's team surprised everyone by dropping an amended complaint at midnight, packing 50 new pages of revelations and legal maneuvers. With the clock ticking, the stakes have skyrocketed as fresh twists and explosive hints emerge. What do these changes mean for the case, and could they reshape the entire narrative? Stay tuned as we uncover the layers of this high-stakes drama unfolding right now. New legal twists unveiled. Stepping into the fray with an unexpected barrage of legal maneuvers, the amended complaint has taken a dramatic turn by introducing fresh faces and shifting the battleground from Texas to New York, a move that has left many legal pundits scrambling for explanations. In one of the most surprising developments, the document now lists Jed Wallace among its cast of characters, a name that had not been part of the original narrative, but now promises to add a layer of complexity and intrigue to the proceedings. This sudden inclusion raises critical questions. Is Wallace being positioned as a pivotal witness, or does his presence serve as a strategic bargaining chip to tip the scales of legal opinion in favor of Blake Lively's team? By anchoring part of the case in New York, the complaint appears to be capitalizing on a jurisdiction known for its nuanced interpretation of contractual disputes and celebrity legal battles, a choice that could fundamentally alter the dynamic of the trial. Legal experts suggest that this geographic pivot is more than a mere formality. It reflects a calculated effort to harness local judicial tendencies that might be more sympathetic to the complaint's multifaceted claims. Moreover, the decision to expand the roster of involved parties indicates a broader strategy aimed at building an ironclad case by weaving in additional evidence and testimonies that could strengthen the overall narrative. Every new name and every jurisdictional shift has been introduced with precision, setting the stage for a high-stakes chess match where each legal move is both a response to emerging challenges and an attempt to outmaneuver the opposition. As these new twists continue to unfold, the legal community is abuzz with speculation over whether these maneuvers are a sign of an impending breakthrough or a desperate attempt to fortify a case already under intense scrutiny. All while the clock ticks relentlessly toward the final deadline, shifting blame and stirring controversy. As the legal battle intensifies, the amended complaint dives headfirst into a minefield of accusations that dramatically shift the blame and stir up controversy, setting the stage for a legal showdown that is as much about perception as it is about hard evidence. At the heart of this dramatic pivot lies an expanded array of defamation claims, where the narrative now sharply criticizes Justin's PR team, accusing them of orchestrating a campaign of misinformation and manipulation. The language used is both pointed and deliberate, aiming to cast doubt on the credibility of those tasked with managing the public image of a major celebrity. With each carefully chosen word, the document paints a picture of a collusion designed to obscure the truth and protect powerful interests at the expense of accountability. Adding another layer of intrigue, the complaint now hints at the potential testimony of other on-set women who claim to have felt uncomfortable during production. A move that not only injects an element of mystery, but also raises questions about workplace culture and the treatment of individuals behind the scenes. Although these testimonies are referenced obliquely, with the document carefully avoiding any explicit naming or direct accusations, the implication is clear. There exists a silent chorus of voices that could, if called upon, shatter the carefully constructed facade of the production's narrative. This deliberate ambiguity forces the audience to question what has been left unsaid, and to wonder how these undisclosed accounts might impact the legal and public perception of the case. The interplay between overt allegations and subtle insinuations creates a tension that is palpable throughout the complaint, challenging viewers to sift through the layers of rhetoric and determine where truth ends and strategic narrative begins. As the controversy deepens, every new allegation acts as both a deflection and a provocation, an invitation for further scrutiny that promises to reshape the entire discourse around the case. The mystery of the missing text. One of the most perplexing aspects of the amended complaint is the conspicuous absence of key text messages that once formed a cornerstone of the original narrative, raising a host of questions about what these omissions might signify. In a move that seems calculated to avoid further complicating the already intricate legal landscape, several critical exchanges that previously hinted at deeper undercurrents of conflict have been deliberately excised from the record. These texts, which once served as raw, unfiltered evidence of contentious interactions, have now vanished, leaving behind a void that fuels both speculation and suspicion. The absence of these communications is not just a clerical oversight, it is a bold statement that challenges the transparency of the initial claims and forces observers to reconsider the veracity of the remaining evidence. Critics argue that the removal of these texts may have been driven by a strategic desire to downplay aspects of the case that could be easily discredited or that might weaken the overarching narrative of systemic abuse and manipulation. Conversely, some legal analysts suggest that these omissions could be an inadvertent byproduct of a broader effort to streamline the complaint, trimming extraneous details to focus on the most compelling arguments. Yet, this decision comes with its own set of risks, namely, the potential for the opposition to highlight these gaps as evidence of selective storytelling. The deliberate redaction of messages that once painted a vivid picture of interpersonal conflict and alleged misconduct casts a long shadow of doubt over the entire document, prompting questions about what is being hidden and why. As viewers and legal experts alike pore over the revised complaint, the mystery of the missing texts looms large, serving as a stark reminder that in high-stakes legal battles, every omission can be as telling as every inclusion. This enigmatic absence not only reshapes the narrative, but also compels the audience to critically evaluate the balance between strategic legal maneuvering and the pursuit of truth. Power plays and production drama. Beyond the legal wrangling and shifting narratives, the amended complaint reveals an undercurrent of raw power plays that extend well beyond the courtroom, delving into the heart of production drama and creative control. At its core, this legal document is not just a battle over facts or a dispute over contractual terms. It is a strategic chess match where every move is designed to wrest control over the narrative of the film itself. The complaint meticulously details how decisions related to creative input, production rights, and even marketing were manipulated, suggesting that the true struggle was not solely about resolving past grievances, but about securing future influence over every aspect of the project. Through a series of pointed allegations, it becomes evident that Blake Lively's team is framing the conflict as a fight against an overreaching system that seeks to control not only artistic expression, but also the very essence of celebrity identity. The language is rich with references to leverage and tactical retreats, as well as with an undercurrent of defiance against those perceived to have exploited the situation for their own gain. By exposing the intricate dynamics of production, the complaint hints at a broader commentary on the nature of power in Hollywood, where the lines between business, art, and personal ambition are notoriously blurred. The narrative is interwoven with examples of how creative contributions were systematically marginalized in favor of commercial interests, a claim that resonates deeply with those who have long suspected that the film industry operates on a complex web of hidden agendas and power hierarchies. Each allegation, from the minute details of script edits to the broader accusations of media manipulation, serves to underscore the idea that this conflict is not isolated, it is emblematic of a pervasive system where control is the ultimate prize. As viewers absorb these revelations, they are left with the impression that every decision made on set was part of a larger, more insidious struggle for dominance, one that continues to unfold in real time both inside and outside the courtroom. The controversial intimacy incident. In a twist that adds an intensely personal dimension to the legal and production drama, the complaint delves into a controversial intimacy incident that has become one of the most talked about and dissected moments of the case. The slow dance scene, once a simple moment of cinematic art, has now been transformed into a battleground where allegations of improvised actions and blurred boundaries come to the forefront. According to the complaint, what was intended as a scripted and controlled moment of on-screen intimacy rapidly devolved into a spontaneous, and some say reckless, act that defied pre-established boundaries. The document meticulously recounts how, in the heat of production, actions took an unexpected turn. A series of unplanned gestures, a lingering touch here, an unscripted kiss there, all of which have now been scrutinized under the harsh light of legal and public opinion. Critics argued that the improvised nature of the incident not only deviated from the original script, but also set a dangerous precedent for what might be acceptable on set. The complaint is careful to frame these actions as part of a broader pattern of behavior, one that suggests a misuse of power and a blatant disregard for the implicit boundaries that should govern professional interactions. It hints at the possibility that such actions were not isolated, but rather symptomatic of a pervasive culture where creative control was weaponized to override personal comfort and consent. The language used to describe the incident is charged with both disbelief and condemnation, as it challenges the notion that artistic expression should come at the cost of personal autonomy. Furthermore, the narrative draws a direct line between this controversial moment and the larger issues at stake in the case, arguing that this was not merely a misstep in direction, but a calculated maneuver designed to secure a competitive edge in the cutthroat world of film production. As the audience is drawn deeper into this account, they are compelled to question the fine line between professional collaboration and exploitation, a question that resonates long after the credits roll. As we bring this multifaceted narrative to a close, the full scope of the legal maneuvers and production drama reveals a story that is as intricate as it is explosive, leaving us with more questions than answers and a tantalizing glimpse of what might come next. The amended complaint, with its carefully curated blend of new legal twists, strategic omissions, and deeply personal allegations, has not only reframed the battle as a fight for control and reputation, but has also set the stage for a prolonged legal and public relations showdown. At its core, the document is a testament to the complexity of modern celebrity disputes, where every gesture, every word, and every strategic move is laden with implications that extend far beyond the immediate context of the case. The deliberate introduction of new figures like Jed Wallace, the calculated jurisdictional shift to New York, and the selective redaction of pivotal text messages all serve as reminders that, in this arena, perception is often as powerful as truth. This layered narrative forces us to re-examine the delicate balance between personal accountability and the broader forces at play within the film industry. Forces that time and again blur the lines between art, commerce, and personal integrity. As we stand on the brink of what promises to be an unpredictable next chapter, the case invites viewers to not only absorb the unfolding drama, but also to participate in a larger conversation about power, control, and the price of fame. With the clock ticking and the legal gears turning at an ever-accelerating pace, one thing remains certain: the ramifications of these developments will be felt far beyond the courtroom, reshaping both public opinion and the future of creative collaboration. We now invite you to join in this ongoing discussion, to weigh in on the controversies raised, and to consider what these revelations might mean for the future of the industry. A future where every detail, every omission, and every bold legal maneuver is a stepping stone to a narrative that is still very much in the making.